Hi, this is me. I got real. Today's Monday. I didn't have the weekend job. My ears are ringing. I had a couple of times dehydration. Things turned black and white. Where I was out in heat or standing, indoor standing, and I passed out. When I got in a car accident in 2014, October 2014, 3 years ago, I was the 10th, which would have been 3 years tomorrow, or 3 years at midnight, 3 years at 5 p.m. rush hour Friday, and I started getting really faint. And then it stopped. But it's so hard when the lawyers question you, like, have you ever had this happen before? Because if you did, then it's not caused by the car accident. Or my chiropractor would try to think, because she couldn't figure out what was wrong, trying to be like speculating on us, just stuff that wasn't even anything before the accident. So if you see me do that, it's like my ears start ringing really a lot, and I start feeling like I'm in a fish tank. And it doesn't always last, because I think I just stop and breathe. And it's usually only when I'm at home. I don't know. But I felt really lightheaded after the accident a lot. So I didn't drive very much. And then I feel better now. Thank God. Because I needed to be a single mom and work. So I'm thankful that that it comes and goes. But it's definitely something that's changed my life. And I had to learn to, like, breathe through it. There's the pain, there's numbness and tingling, there's a lot of pain, and I had to breathe through it. And I wondered sometimes if that feeling that I just described was a direct result of the pain being so intense. So it's like, if I didn't have pain, it'd be way down here. But it's like I always have pain. It goes, roop, roop, roop. And this is like the point, like, I can't stand it, but it's like, what am I going to do? Even if I took a pain reliever, which I don't, my body would still be in pain. My body would still be damaged. And so people look at you weird, but it's like, I had 2 natural childbirths, and I thought that was bad with excruciating headaches. I was like, ugh. Because the childbirth is like, my body's ripping in half, but you know that it's natural. Like, you know that it's, mine was intense, and my son was posterior. I wanted to title this video, Single Mom, Lonely Single Mom. I hate using that word lonely, but I've embraced putting feelings to how I feel, or words to the feelings, and no longer stuffing the feelings. And I wanted to talk about my program that I go to for 12 steps. And I basically go right now so that I don't pick up a drink of alcohol or any other substance, which I pretty much stopped drinking almost 21 years ago. I pretty much have, when I was 20, I made a conscious decision to stop drinking alcohol. And when I might have been 19 when I realized it wasn't working for me. So I'm almost 41. I drank a couple of times in 2000, or between the 90s, and I had a few sips of alcohol in 2004, and then I went to these meetings, among other things besides alcohol, to just say I'm not going to do anything, because I was reaching for substance, whether it be tobacco, whether it be food. I saw my mom get really intense with food, eating whole packages of chips and cookies and whatever she could get her hands on. And I realized after I moved here, when my weight had gone at a younger age, I was always told I was fat. So I always had try to just abstain from eating. I told you the other video that I had. Excuse me. To clean my plate. So it's like you're being called fat, but you have to eat your plate of food, even if you're full or you don't like it. And sometimes I think I learned it with my kids. When you didn't like something, I felt like it was your body didn't respond well to it. Like one of my kids doesn't do well with tomatoes, and I didn't. And now he actually likes it. Like there's different things that are like I can't deal with non-organic bananas. Like it gives me a reaction. I get sores in my mouth for whatever reason. You think that it would be cheaper, yeah, and it's in a wrapper, but for some reason, I get sores in my mouth. Someone gives it to me, I eat it because typically I look hungry and they're like, you lost weight, your face is skinny. My face was skinnier and my lips were skinnier until last winter's winter storm. This Jewish lady told me, go to the kosher aisle and get some David's salt. Some kosher salt. I got David's salt. I put it all over. They never came to clean our steps. And it's not, some of them are cement, but it's that fake wood. And it's like composite. And so it's really, really slippery. Even if it's frosty and it starts to freeze, even if it's just damp, it is really, really slippery. And that's with like Doc Martens, like rubber bottom shoes that with the grips on them. And they didn't clean it for like a couple of weeks, if even. I don't even know if they cleaned it. I thought they were supposed to come put de-icer, and I don't like a lot of chemicals. But I had to go to work and walk around, and we fell already outside of the store and outside the restaurant at the bus stop. And so I listed this lady. She said, get Jewish prayer candles and get this kosher salt. And if electricity goes out, you'll have these candles, and the salt will help you because they didn't have all the stores sold out of rock salt and everything. Everybody, it's not a yearly thing when this stuff happens. So snow shovels and all that stuff go really fast, even with the forecast. And I bought that, and the snowstorms melted, the ice melted, and I started eating it. And I was not eating salt. I wasn't adding salt to anything except for dehydrated foods. And I was using Redmond's real salt, which is raw pink salt. That's not Himalayan, but it's from caves in Utah, I think. So when I don't know what I was talking about salt. Oh yeah, my lips got bigger. My brother said I was always pouting. Stop pouting. See how this lip is a lot bigger than my top lip? I got braces like in 4th grade on my lower lips, and I had them till 11th grade. And then I got braces on the top just for these 2 teeth, but I got them a lot later, so that they ended at the same time, 11th grade, or it was like right before 12th grade, because I put my school pictures as the first time my teeth were not in braces. So 4th grade, 5th grade, 6th grade, 7th grade, 8th grade, 9th grade, 10th grade, 11th grade. So I had braces on my bottom for 8 years. I look at my teeth, someone's like, why are your teeth so hurt? I had braces for 8 years on the bottom. I don't know how long for the top. It might have been 7. I don't know. I remember going in 3rd or 4th grade. They're like, "Oh my God, your teeth all came out." The kids had to wait until their teeth all came out before they could get them for the reason I had. And so my brother always said, "You're pouting. You're sitting here with your lip out. You're blowing lip out." So now I sit there and I started eating all the salt, and my lips get chapped. I chew on them, and then my lips get all like puffy, and I'm like walking into my work like, this guy hates me. I feel like an idiot. I told him I'm embarrassed because I asked him out and he has a girlfriend, and he never had a girlfriend before because he told me many, many times he didn't. Many, 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 many times. Like, I can't even count how many times, and it's been really embarrassing. He's like, I don't think about my And I'm like, I guess what's good is that I'm glad I found that out, because I would be making a dang fool of myself, as Obi-Wan Kenobi said about something. I wanted to make this video because I was trying to do a series of Who Am I? And I made this necklace. If I didn't list the last video yet. so I didn't post it. But I just made this, and it has a clasp. And I pulled out on my last video a bunch of buttons. These ones, I wanted to fix this dress. It has white buttons, but I'm going to, anything that was similar in size, I pulled out. I didn't know how many I needed to actually put the rest of the buttons back because I was tired of seeing them. And then I have a sweater or a shirt that looks like it was part of a suit that I got at a yard sale that I overpaid because it was donation only. I should have given $2 instead of 10 or 15. I bought like a stack of stuff. I should have brought all the video games. And I have this, or really it had these type of beads with the fabric over it that matched the shirt. These little types. But I have this, the leftover beads, whatever, from, it looks like someone's on our porch, from, Walmart. I waited years and years and years and years to finally buy some buttons, and now I've been actually repairing stuff. And one of my sweaters, I found this wooden button, and I actually just replaced it with a button. So I needed a button like almost identical to this. I don't think this is my other button. Maybe it is. No, the other one's actually plastic. It looks like this though, and I couldn't find any buttons this big because my other jar, it's like I only have little tiny buttons. And I couldn't find this until my thing fell off the counter yesterday while I was filming. I was like, oh, I couldn't tell with the jar what was in here. And so my sweater now has dark buttons like that with one gold one that was part of a two set. And I was like, why do we have this two set of buttons? Like, is this my daughter's, or did I buy it for something? Like, I'm like, I could have sold that online. Like, but I wore the sweater and I tightened the buttonholes. They don't stay when you're like moving around and sitting down. So I'm really hungry. I was eating the same granola bar for 2 to 3 days, and I brought with me like a half a bite, like 3/4 of a bite. And so I made myself say, I'm gonna eat this after the meeting. And I ate a piece of, I had bought some chocolate, which all I ate yesterday was these little squares of mint chocolate. I had a really bad stomachache, and I didn't brush my teeth. But I made myself get this because I had to talk to the public. So I wanted to make this series, and I'm wearing my holy clothes. And I wanted to make this series because I wanted to talk about who I am and why I don't have any friends, and why I feel like I have a couple of friends in the world, but like one, or I would say maybe 2 or 3 friends, 2 or 3 acquaintances from the meetings I go to, and then I have a couple old friends back east. They're on and off online, but it's not anything like talking or visiting each other. And then I think that's it. Me and my kids, and myself, and God. It's kind of sad, but I know that when you flee like abuse and all that, I feel like besides healing, you have, for me, attract these people that are not healthy, but it helps you get to the next stage. And I've been doing that all my life, and then I realized when I'm around toxic people, I'm also not healthy either. So it's harder for me to attract people. Oh, I have a CD somewhere. It's harder for me to attract people that are healthy, I guess. So they don't want to be around me if I'm a toxic person because I was hurt by other people. And I realized in 2016, I realized before that I felt better not being around toxic people. And it was the first time in my life that I felt this way. So when you grow up in chaos and abuse, I heard the timer, you don't recognize, like, there's people that are blind and they have a surgery and they can see for the first time. Or they're deaf, they cook their implants and they can see for the first time. And it's like, what the heck is this? And it's scary. And the whole world is in front of you. And you knew it was there. It's muffled, though. Or you have your sensories taking over for your ears or for your eyes. And that's how I feel with life. So I'm really grateful today. I always complain about not having friends and not having people in my life, and I go to my meetings. So that's what I wanted to talk about, and I'm going to come back. I was talking about to myself that I wanted to share right now, and so this is kind of part one of Lonely Single Mom. And what I wanted to share is for the meetings, I do have my career, and I've disclosed this, but I don't want to make it sound like I'm a troublemaker. So I'm almost 41, and I pretty much didn't really drink any alcohol after age 21. But I go to these groups because I feel like I still have what's one, powerlessness over certain things and unmanageability. So when I talked about this crush guy, it was like powerlessness over my feelings, over that person's feelings, over God's will for my life, and unmanageability in that I guess I was like too excited and not sleeping, tossing and turning, having my house where I'm more fatigued than I already am, so making it harder for me to scrub the tub. Or like right now, my hand is like really like numb. I gotta go.